Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center. Here to congratulate you on your Jayco Seismic 359 toy hauler fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around it and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning. No slides to worry about there. On your off campsite, besides your slides, I also want you to think about where your power water connections are going to be. So you have plenty of room for them slides. Your power is going to be all the way on your rear corner, on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your water connection is going to be up in the front and your docking station. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities. Get a big long water hose. Once you arrive, to unhook our hitch, we're going to come up here to our Lipper auto leveling system. Simply touch this to turn it on. These buttons over here is going to give you the choices of what to go through. I'm going to use this arrow here. You can do a manual level, an auto retract, auto hitch. Come down here to auto hitch, auto retract, manual level. Same thing here. Or I can just touch auto level. Once I start touching auto level, first thing that's going to happen is the front of your unit is going to dip down low. Of course, make sure your vehicle's up out of the way before you hit that auto level. I'm going to go ahead and start dancing around for a few minutes in the rear and the front. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and let you know once it's level. This green light right here is just going to turn solid green. And we can hook up our power and water. That auto leveling system will run off your battery. Big long 50 amp hose back here. I think it's 30 feet, 50 amp hose. Where these plug in now is they plug in and then turn to the right, and then you got a black washer to lock them on. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need, in your convenience pack will be a 50 to 30 amp reducer and a 30 to 20 amp reducer should you need to plug into a 110. Your auto leveling system still dancing around, bringing down the other side over here. Maybe a couple tweaks here. Sounds like it might just be done. Nope, still moving a little. Bring your front up. Auto level success. Green, solid green dot. Alright, unit's level and stable. Got our power hooked up. Now let's hook up our water. In our docking stations, we're going to hook up to city water first. First and foremost, our water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. I always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. So hook that up first off. And then they made it real simple on this one. You've got two knobs to turn. Here's which way to turn them. That is set up for city water right now. Blue to the right, green to the left. Water pressure regulator. Hook up that hose. Don't turn that hose on. One more step. Just outside your docking station right here is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, just so you know, this will lift right up off here. But we're just making sure our drain plug is back in there. Throw some plumber's tape around there, not putty. Putty will get gum up on you. Plumber's tape, get that in there nice and snug. That's an 1 1/8 socket. Once that's in there snug, then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if that hose has been turned on, go ahead and get up inside your unit, open up your slides. I need you to get in there and open up all of your water taps. Get all of your water lines opened up, get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water, shut them off, come back outside here, pull up on this pressure release valve, and if some water comes out of here, you know your hot water heater is getting full, and then you can turn that on indoors. Now, if for some chance your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here to these bubbles, see if they are bubbled up. If they are bubbled up, simply press them back in. It says right there, push to reset. Alright, so now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping. In that case, we have a two-step process. We're going to start by filling our tanks. Filling it in the same spot over here as the city water. Green to the left, blue down. Now when we fill, hook up that hose, treat your hot water heater the same way, make sure it's plugged. As you're filling this tank, go inside, and when you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Have someone keep an eye on that. Don't leave this unattended while you're doing it. Once that's full, come out here, remove that hose, put that cap back on. Now we're going to switch from tank fill to dry camp. Blue over here, green down. Now to utilize that water, turn on our water pump. Don't turn on that water pump if you're hooked to city water. That's already pressurized. You can turn it on out here. This button is mainly used for when you're going to winterize. You can turn it on here while siphoning in your antifreeze. But you can turn it on here, also turn it on indoors, just wherever you turn it on at. Make sure that's where you turn it off at. Alright, we're all set up to camp. We got power and water. We'll go ahead and finish walking you through this side, continuing here on this docking station. That shows you how to winterize, and when you winterize, make sure that you bypass your hot water heater. Yours was bypassed while being winterized. It's just set back to normal now, so that all you have to do is set up for whatever type of water you want and just flush the system right out. Same thing with sanitize. Set it up this way. Siphon in here. That's where you just want to siphon like soapy water to clean your tanks out. Again, water pump. This is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. Cable and satellite connections. Sanitize, winterize here. Fresh the city water here. Up top, your lipper leveling system. More info on that. Again, hot water bypass. This is a hot and cold shower that this spray port will quick connect to. Down below there, black and gray tank handles to pull. This is an area to go ahead and run all those water hoses down through. In your storage area in here, real quickly let you know these lights can be set to on or motion. Motion is to the right. You do have this vehicle observation system installed on here. There's a hose for doing your winterizing. There's a handle for changing your water filter. Again, your hot water heater. Got an extra gray tank here. This is that may be your low point drain. Coming to the back here, black and gray holding tanks again. Fueling station, the on-off switch for that is indoors, and if you're not familiar with it, the fueling station does have a ground in there. Make sure that you have that grounded before ever using your fueling. Got a ladder that'll pull away. Utilize it, go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. We're going to go over this deck here in a moment. Get your fueling awning up there that'll run out, and your observation camera. Have your sliding deck doors, patio doors, locked from the inside. Come around the campsite, you got cable and satellite, and 110 out here if you want to run TV. This is a vent you can push out from indoors. Got a manual crank up toward the front, put in there to crank down your spare tire. There's where you can purchase and install a J-port arm. With that J-port comes a quick connect LP. There's your spare tire. Some steps to go up into your garage area. Your big awning over here. Your extra black tank flush over here. Again, we'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. You're all prepped for a television out here. There's a backer for it. Cable and 110 connections are up here. A couple outdoor speakers for your sound system. Your mini fridge. This is a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. That says low point drain there. You can see the drains there, but access to dump them is right behind this access door. Another 110 out here. Spray propane on this side. Your owning generator, I'll run that for you when I get inside. Your hydraulics liquids over here. Your batteries, check your battery posts every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. This is your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Speaking of propane, the other one is over here with RNA regulator. Simply left the loosey to open. Burn this toward the tank you wish to be using, the one on this side or the other. Well, it covers everything out here. Go take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Come on, right, big cabinet here. Let's open that up to our control panel. So starting up top, this is where you see your brand new battery, or if you're plugged in, it's going to show that as well. Your freshwater, your black and gray tanks, levels of those. Over here is your generator. We'll work on that here in a minute. Here's where you turn on your water pump. Turn on that potable water. Black tanks 1 or 2, depending on which one you're using here. Electric water heater or gas water heater. That's your water heater. If you're hooked up to electric, turn it on here. If hooked up to gas, turn it on here. It does make a difference to choose correctly. Alright, so here's where you turn on your fuel pump. To the left, here's your generator. Alright, up to prime it. Oh, got it down to prime, excuse me. Now hit start. Run outside, show you that running. Now you can also take the front of this off and turn that on and off from in there as well. I'm going to leave that running just for a second. They say it's not good to turn it right on and right back off. So interior lighting, exterior lighting, security light, your awning. On your awning, you only want to run that out until you can see that brown flap. If I hold that out down, that will continue to run itself out and start to run itself in backwards. So only run it out as far as you need to. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut off that generator now. Continue bringing that awning back in. And as that comes in, here's the 2 slide room controls. We utilize those when leaving. Down below that, just a closet. And lastly, down here is your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s, handful of 20s. Highly recommend you have some of those with you when you go camping. On your door, I'll just tell you that slam locks work best when gently slammed. Got your TV here. Turn that on for you. While that is coming on, below that, for your sound system and fireplace. When you arrive at the campsite, go to menu, go in there, run your digital channel scan, pick up all the local channels wherever you're at. Remotes for these as well, but I'll just do these manually really quick. Set my mute off. Dual zone, so music indoors and outdoors. Or both. Off, both on. AM, FM, disc, Bluetooth compatible. Clock, there's your modes, TV sound, you can get through there as well. Touch it once to mute, hold it in to shut it off. Down below that, fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the best thing is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, and you're plugged in at a campsite, turn this heat on. It's cranking already. Turn this heat on. Instead of wasting your gas, use their electricity to warm up your trailer. Gets it toasty in here in no time. More cabinetry. On your recliners, you do have what I call a parachute pull. First, these tables will remove. Cup holder tables, what they call them. Parachute pull. Reach down in here and pull up on that handle. That gives you a recliner. Push it back down with your feet. You also have massage, 3 levels, a light for down below and your cup, and heat. I believe it's 3 levels. It's about 2 levels. Put that off. Got that on both sides there. The Dometic fridge. Over here is where you're going to see what's going on. The inside is where our control panel is going to be. So we turn it on in here. I'm going to touch auto. Auto means when I'm plugged in, it's running off electricity. When I unplug, it automatically goes to gas. If I switch it to gas, you see it switches over to LP here. Lastly is your temperature set, 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest. Continuing here in the kitchen, on the wall, max air vent. I'm just going to touch on. It's going to open up and turn on this max air vent. I can close the vent while it's running or change the speed, 4 different speeds, or hit off, and it shuts itself and shuts itself off. Thermostat. Go ahead and find the AC, cool, turn that down, let you hear that crank up. Alright, now I'm going to turn off the cool. Over onto off. Generally, the AC shut off rather quickly. There it goes. Now when I turn this to heat, turn on your furnace. Push this to heat. Turn that up. That'll kick on my furnace. And you'll notice there's some vents right there as well. Now when that kicks on, when I shut the furnace off, it does take a few minutes for the furnace fan to cycle through before it shuts off. So don't think that your thermostat's not working. That's how they all work. You have an extension here. Make sure you have that extension down before traveling or bringing it in a slide, because it will catch it. Down here is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention this 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your batteries, and you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this running your battery down while you're gone. Into our kitchen, we got a self-explanatory microwave. That working, start. Alright, down below that, a fan and light above your cooktop. That cooktop makes an excellent backsplash. Turn this panel light on up top, or panel light down turns these on as well as your oven. Turn it on up top, turn that to light, hit your spark, there's your flame. Do that to all 3 of these. Now we'll shut them all back off. On your oven, do the same. Turn that to light, hit your spark. You will see your pilot light light up down here, and then just turn it to the desired temperature that you want to use. Back corner here, 110 with GFCI reset. A little plumbing to maintain. Underneath your sink and in, as well as in your bathroom, Remember, you are bouncing a house down the road. They're almost all PEX nowadays, so it's really sturdy. But, you know, check for leaks as you would your own house. Smoke alarm up here, which sends me back to the bathroom. Again, some plumbing to maintain behind your toilet, as well as under the sink. Your shower door, come inside, make sure that this is snapped and locked open for travel. And in the bedroom, make sure this bungee holds that door as well. In the bedroom, you get your own AC up here. Here's the control for that. This is just an AC unit. Oops, I'm right past everything. Fan or AC. There's a quick dump on these two when these get going. Open that up. That'll let your air down quicker. Back around, shut that. Oops. Go right past off every time. There it is. You also prep for a TV here. There's a backer here. 110 and cable there. You can control this slide, wardrobe slide from here. Hit retract or extend. Under our bed, get tons of storage. Your vacuum system, your water filter. These stay up because of those hydraulic bed lifters. Going back down. Take us right out to our garage. Okay, so out here's your garage. I'm sure you got prepped for a television up there. There's your backer for that. You can also put a observation camera in here so you can see what's going on in your garage. Up here is our lighting. Our awning control, I'll run that out in a moment. And here's our bed control. Right now, I have it set to bring down the top bunk as well as your seating. So I'm just bringing this down. This has a simple latch system that just flips some levers forward, and that will leave that sofa or that top bunk up there for you. So you can bring down just the chairs. Under this top bunk, you do have a folding table. As you see, that top bunk locks at a certain point as it comes down. Now before I bring it all the way down, there's your folding table. Our beds here, if you bring down all the way down to sleep under, then you're going to want to get up underneath here and bring down all of these legs. There is a little button to push that releases it to fold them down. To make these chairs, we're going to take this piece here, pull out on it in order to fold this neck part forward, or your backing actually. Now when that's back, if you're going to use that as seating, you'll also go ahead and just bring down your leg here. I'll continue to bring them down. They all tend to shake as they come down. Alright, same thing over here. Pull it back in this release lever and fold your back up. There's this leg to bring down, the cotter to push, a little locking pin. Now, let's say we want to bring these down without the top bunk coming down with us. On all four corners here, we have this little lever system. I'm bringing that lever out, just as it says to here, to lock bed up, bunk up, flip the lever out. So I'm going to go around to all four corners, flip this lever out. So now when my top bunk gets up to the top, I can bring down just my seating because that will lock it up there. Do that real quick. Underneath the bunks there, that bar there, there's just a manual override that you can hand crank out your awning on the back. As it gets to the top, you're actually going to hear the top bunk lock up there. Now, it starts to shake on you. Just wait a minute. Bring down just a little bit of the chain at a time, because it's folded from that part of the wall. Now you can also, I'm going to stop at this point, I wanted to show you that you can also fold these against the wall by removing this cotter pin, and then you lift from the end of the bed, lift up and out, and that will fold these beds down against the wall. So it gives you a little more headroom, but a little less on the sides. Generally, this is how you're going to travel with them. And again, if you want to bring down that top bunk, now you would flip all of these back in. You also have a fire extinguisher back here. These vents, simply press them out to give you a little air vent in case you have some fuel smell in here. Another max air vent back here. Hit on, it opens and turns on. Hit off and it'll close. You're also prepped for a washer and dryer back here. Back in our bathroom is where our extra black and gray tank come from. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's go show you your deck real quick. Alright, so I'm going to show you here real quick how your deck comes down. We'll have these locked. Each key, get them unlocked. Put that up and these out. So this spring adjusted, assisted. It is a heavy door. Walking down gently. As you see, you're going to catch on these cables. Now, if you want to use this as a ramp, we'll remove our deck, undo this cotter right here, let it fall to the ground, drive up what you want to use it as a ramp. For a deck, we fold out a little bit different. Unsnap here. I'm going to fold this out toward myself after I unsnap here as well. Toward myself, and then into the middle. See here, I was going to connect in. Once that's in there, turn it to the side. That's going to lock that in. Same thing over here. Undo my bungee, a couple of snaps, and again, I'm going to fold it out and toward myself. And then in. Lock that in. Get your doorway here. Your ladder steps will just snap right on top of that. I'll show you those inside. So that's how quickly that'll set up. Push that out to the side. Bring it back out toward me again. And we're just going to gently lay everything back down. Just reverse the process here. Make sure you get these snapped in here nice. Bungeed. Same thing over here. Just reverse the process again. Turn this to unlock that. Fold it down. Snap. Now with two hands, just gonna lift this back up. The only thing to really be concerned with, make sure your cable tucks inside as you're lifting it up. Alright, so let's act like we get ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by shutting off all my interior and exterior lighting. Then I can see what individual accent lighting I need to walk through the unit and shut off. I've already secured the garage. Everything's been locked down in the garage. Remember, lock that shower door. Beautiful glass doors we don't want to lose. You do have a hand open exhaust vent up here. Turn that on. A hand crank here to open that one. Again, all of our doors are secure. Make sure our bedroom door is locked. Now all the lights are shut off. Come back to my control panel if I can find my way there. And turn my lights back on. Somewhere here. There's our lights. First thing we're going to do, went up in the bedroom, made sure that all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. And hit slide in. In the living room, make sure your extension is up. Everything's tucked away. TV's back in its mounting position. Put your slides in. Make sure our fuel pump is off. Shut off our lights and exit the unit. The biggest thing on these steps, you need to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this is going to catch on your door here and ruin it. You have adjustable feet. Simply press in on this lever and now lift your feet up and down. Grab your handle, set this in here nice and softly. You see how close that is. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn this handle. I say that in case you're going to go inside there and check the levels of your tank as you're dumping. If we are out boondocking, we are going to come around to our off campsite. Right here where it says low point drain. Pull that handle and that's going to dump our freshwater tanks. We come over here to our auto leveling system again. Turn that back on. Use our arrows to find auto retract. Hit enter to begin. Again, all of our jacks are going to retract. Make sure our vehicle is out of the way. What this is going to do is going to bring this front down all the way and start to bring up all of our auto leveling system. Starts to lift these up. Same thing here in the back. So auto retract is done. Going to come back up here to the front and lift our front back up. We'll push in front until we have room for our vehicle, and then get it attached to your vehicle and head on up to the dump station or home, whichever is most convenient for you at that time. If we're out at a campsite, we're going to hook our water, our power, our cable. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up, and head on up to the dump station. Now, if the dump station parked accordingly, you're going to have 2 dumps. You got a 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. I would start up here toward the front. It's going to be our main bathroom. Hook up your hose. Come on over here and pull your black handle. That's going to be your sewage. You're going to go inside and check black tank number 1. When that sounds like it's empty and it shows inside it's empty, leave that black handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station. Hook it up here to this black tank flush. Again, emphasizing with this black handle open. Turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all the nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that black water that all that water you put in your black tank has drained. If it has, close your black tank and pull that gray handle. The gray handle is going to be cleaner water. It just sinks your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When you're done, close that gray tank. Remove that. Come on down here to this black and gray tank. Hook up your hose, and again, pull your black handle first. Go inside, check black tank number 2. When that shows empty, leave that handle open. And this time we're going to go around to our our campside to this black tank flush, because this is for that back bathroom. Hook that up again, run it just like the other one, run it for a good 5 minutes, wash that black tank out. That's done. Remove that hose, again making sure that all of the washout you just put in that black tank has drained. Close the black and pull the gray, and that's all done. Grab a sewage hose, store it in a nice sanitary and convenient place. And last but not least, if you're done camping for the season, come back to your hot water heater, pull up on this pressure release valve. Careful, hot water is going to come out of there. When that's done, then you can pull this drain plug. Don't leave water in there, it gets stagnant and nasty. And again, head on home. Thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Seismic for many years to come. Happy camping.